By 1941, WBBM was broadcasting with 50,000 watts of power. And that year, the station received a new frequency, 780 on your radio dial.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
With that announcement, WBBM programming shifted. Daytime dramas reflected the country's concerns about the war. The public wanted to know what was happening overseas. CBS News was there with some of the greatest journalists of the time. Reporters like Edward R. Murrow.
The 4,000-pound high explosives were bursting below like great sunflowers gone mad.
This is Bob Trout speaking to you from New York, opening Columbia's shortwave transatlantic program to cover the key cities of Europe.
Robert Trout, Eric Severide, Charles Collingwood.
And the beach is lined with men and materials and guns, trucks, vehicles of all kinds.
Howard K. Smith. And people like John Harrington and Fahey Flynn at WBBM in Chicago.
Here is Fahey Flynn.
Hello, everybody. If you've been contented with Mother Nature's offering the past 4 days, you'll think it's great.
1945, the war was finally over. The country began to have fun again, and WBBM joined in with remote broadcasts from ballrooms across the city and more live shows from the Wrigley Building.
The next news broadcast will be heard at 11 o'clock. This is the WBBM Air Theater, Wrigley Building, Chicago 11.
Hi, you girls! Time to go shopping with the missus in the Dell Farm Supermarket at 3749 Cottage Grove Avenue, where Willard Mosley and
Entertainment was back. William Paley was determined to make CBS the country's #1 radio network. Paley rated the roster of big comedy stars at arch rival NBC.
Look at that crowd slide down the gangplank. I thought they would never step on them banana peels I was dropping.
Mr. Benny, will you please pay me my money now and don't keep me waiting like always?
Oh, yes, Professor. How thoughtless of me. I'll go into my vault and get your money.
Oh, just give me the facts. Oh, you want those things? Yes. It's a little out of my line. Yes, I know.
In the early 50s, CBS became the network of the stars, many of whom would soon be moving over to that new medium, television. Local programming became more important than ever to WBBM. News with Julian Bentley joining the WBBM news desk, and entertainment with a staff of writers, producers, singers, and musicians putting hundreds of original live shows on the air every week. By 1951, WBBM had become Chicago's showmanship station.
The live one is WBBM.
Live from our WBBM studios in Chicago, it's the Music Wagon. Now here's our wagon master, Mal Belair.
Thank you, Ollie. And good morning, everybody. And we've got hubbies off to work and youngsters off to school.
Yes, it's the luncheon show. This is Josh Brady with Billy Leach and Carol March.
Welcome to the Supper Club. That's Connie Mitchell and Bob Vegas.
Music Till Dawn with Jay Andres became one of Chicago's most popular late-night programs.
And so we began, you and I, in a flight with music through a beautiful fall night. I had a letter from...
And glimmers of a new format began to appear. Howard Miller with his live interview shows.
Well, now let's go over to this world-famous hostelry, the Ambassador Hotel on the near north side in the Bohemian section of Chicago.
And Paul Gibson, irritating women all over Chicago with his commentary.
Bank account's in your name, the house is in your name, the kids are in your name, the car is in your name. I'm going to go out on my mind. If I don't get out of your life, I'm
in
going to
1956, WBBM and CBS moved again to the old Chicago Arena building on McClurg Court. 3 years later, after 36 years with WBBM, H. Leslie Atlas retired, and WBBM management took up his vision with the same high standards he had set for them. 1965, WBBM took a giant step into a new era with The Talk of Chicago. For the first time ever in Chicago, listeners could call in and talk to the broadcasters they loved. or love to hate. Lee Phillips sparred with Paul Gibson in defense of women. And Jerry Williams shocked listeners with his controversial talk show programs. People were hungry for information, and WBBM delivered. 1968, WBBM made its boldest move, carrying on the Les Atlas formula for success. To know what the audience wants, even before they do. On May 6th, the station launched 17 and a half hours a day of the Midwest's most comprehensive news coverage. WBBM Newsradio 78 was born.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Is that possible?
Just finished a story about an North Vietnamese attack at Khartoum and
The 35th Quadrennial Convention of the Democratic Party of the United States is now called in session.
Chicago's best writers, producers, and reporters quickly made Newsradio 78 a huge success.
Good morning to you. I'm Dale McCarran. The temperature is 4 below. An attorney says Ralph Abernathy probably will not appear this morning at the trial of the Chicago 7.
Here's WBBM sports editor Brent Musburger talking with Paul Horning.
Paul, a hockey player, a friend of yours, Jim
WBBM's Bob Crawford reports.
Telling newsmen that he used logic and persuasion rather than pressure, merely expressed...
John Madigan, WBBM Newsradio 78.
The people and resources of CBS News and the CBS Radio Network have given WBBM its programming edge for 20 years.
I still hope that in a day or 2 or 3 days, the Marines will have cleared that section.
The Osgood File, Charles Osgood, CBS News. Some Republicans seem to think George Bush could beat Michael Dukakis.
The World Tonight, Friday, April 1st. Douglas Edwards, CBS News.
For the past 20 years as Chicago's all-news station, WBBM has never lacked for the best talent. Whether it's a major news story...
Once again, the Dow Jones Industrial Average suffered its worst setback ever, losing 508.33 from the trading floor of the Midwest Stock Exchange.
The most telling things we have seen here have been the faces of the people coming out of the emergency room, the people with tears in their eyes, the longtime allies of Mayor Washington, the
or an everyday event.
That's 11-year-old Matthew Woodfolk from Ray School describing the film of a roller coaster descending, captured on the Omnimax movie screen.
With hurricane-force wind gusts on the lakeshore, glass and board-up companies did a land office business. And on North Michigan Avenue between Oak and Delaware, scaffolds came loose.
The Newsradio 78 staff has always come through with Chicago's most insightful radio news coverage.
In touch with Chicago, WBBM.
WBBM News Time, 6:05. Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hultman.
And welcome to Thursday, everyone. Top of the morning to you. I'm Felicia Middlebrooks.
Oh, you have a nice day ahead.
They live out WBBM's pledge to be Chicago's best, whether it's ongoing involvement in the community or up-to-the-minute coverage of the world's breaking news. WBBM's commitment to news, in keeping with the rich tradition of CBS, was right in 1968, and it's still right today. 1988. WBBM Radio has come a long way in the past 65 years, but our commitment has not changed. To anticipate the needs of the people we serve and then respond. Only now, we do it even better.
Giving you the world every 30 minutes. Chicago's all-news station, WBBM Chicago.
Mr. Atlas would be proud.